नंदना जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी धन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी धन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय यमुना तीर वनचारी जय यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल। बोलिए हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, Verse number 20.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you tell the verse number again?
325:20. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayem mudirayet. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Srimvatam Swakatha Krishnaha Punyasramanaha Kirtanaha Hridyantaha Sthohi Abhadrani Vidnoti Sruhita Satam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his message, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttam sloke bhaktir bhavati nastiki. By regular entrance in classes, on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, chapter 25, verse number 20. Maybe one person can follow me one time. Prasangam ajaram pasam.
Sangam ajaram
Prashangam
pasham.
pasham
Atmanah kavayo vidhu.
atmanah
Atmanah
kavayo
kavayo
vidhu
vidhu.
Sa eva sadhusu krito.
sa eva sadhushu
Sadhushu
to
kratu.
Mochadvaram apavritam.
mokshadvaram
Mokshadvaram apavritam.
Prasangam ajaram pasam.
Prasangam ajaram pasham.
Atmanah kavayo vidhu.
Atmanah kavayo vidhu.
Sa eva sadhusu krito.
sa eva sadhushu
Sadhushu
krito
kratu.
Mochadvaram apavritam.
Mokshadvaram apavritam.
Prasangam ajaram pasam.
prasangam
Prasangam ajaram pasham.
Atmanah kavayo vidhu.
atmanah
Atmanah
kavayo
kavayo
vidhu
vidhu.
Sa eva sadhusu krito.
Sa eva sadhushu krito.
Mochadvaram apavritam.
Mokshadvaram apavritam.
Word by word meaning. Prasangam,
prasangam
attachment.
attachment
Ajaram,
ajaram
Ajaram.
strong.
strong
Pasam,
Pasham.
entanglement.
entanglement
Entanglement.
Atmanah,
atmanah
Atmanah.
of the soul.
Of the soul.
Kavayah,
Kavayah.
learned men.
Learned men.
Vidhu,
Vidhu.
no.
no
No.
Sa eva,
Sa eva.
that same.
That
that's it
same.
Sadhusu,
Sadhusu.
to the devotees.
To the
To the
devotees.
Kritah,
krita
Kritaha.
applied.
Applied.
Mokshadvaram,
Mokshadvaram.
the door of liberation.
the
The door of liberation.
Apavritam,
apavritam
Apavritam.
open.
Opened.
Translation. Every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is the greatest entanglement of the spirit soul. But the same attachment, when applied to the self-realized devotees, opens the door for liberation. One more time. Every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is the greatest entanglement of the spirit soul. But that same attachment, when applied to the self-realized devotees, opens the door of liberation. Purport given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Here it is clearly stated that attachment for one thing is the cause of bondage in conditioned life. And the same attachment, when applied to something else, opens the door of liberation. Attachment cannot be killed. It has simply to be transferred. Attachment for bondage, attachment for material thing is called material consciousness. And attachment for Krishna or his devotee is called Krishna consciousness. Consciousness is therefore the platform of attachment. It is clearly stated here that when we simply purify the consciousness from material consciousness to Krishna consciousness, we attain liberation. Despite the statement that one should give up attachment, desirelessness is not possible for a living entities. Nirvana. Instead of Buddhism talks about the go to the desireless condition. A living entity by constitution has the propensity to be attached to something. We see that if someone has no object of attachment, if he has no children, then he transfers his attachment to cats and dogs. This indicates that the propensity for attachment cannot be stopped. It must be utilized for the best purpose. Our attachment for material things perpetuates our conditional state, but the same attachment, when transferred to the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotee, is the source of liberation. Here it is recommended that attachment should be transferred to the self-realized devotees, the sadhus. And who is sadhu? A sadhu is not just an ordinary man with a saffron robe or long beard. A sadhu is described in Bhagavad Gita as one who unflinchingly engages in devotional service. Even though one is found not to be following the strict rules and regulations of devotional service, if one simply has unflinching faith in Krishna, the Supreme Person, he is understood to be a sadhu. Sadhu reva eva sa mahatavya. A sadhu is strict follower of devotional service. It is recommended here that if one at all wants to realize Brahman or spiritual platform, his attachment should be transferred to the sadhus or devotee. Lord Chaitanya also confirms his lava matra sadhu sang sarva siddhi hai. Simply by a moment's association with a sadhu, one can attain perfection. Mahatma is synonym of sadhu. It is said that service to a Mahatma or elevated devotee of the Lord is Dwaram Ahur Vimukteha, the royal road of liberation. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Muktes Tamo Dwaram Yositam Sangi Sangam. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2. Rendering service to the materialists has the opposite effect. If anyone offers service to a gross materialist or a person engaged only in sense enjoyment, then by association with such a person, a door of hell is open. The Lord Rishabdev's teaching. The same principle is confirmed here. Attachment to a devotee is attachment to the service of the Lord, because if one associate with sadhu, the results will be that a sadhu will teach him how to become a devotee, a worshipper, and a sincere servitor of the Lord. These are the gifts of sadhu. If he wants to associate with a sadhu, we cannot expect him to give up instructions on how to improve our material condition, but he will give us instructions on how to cut the knot of the contamination of material attraction and how to elevate ourselves in devotional service. That is the result of associating with a sadhu. Kapila Muni first of all instructs that the path of liberation begin with such association. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Srilarupa Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I will beg from you to please give me your blessings so that I can speak few words on this matter. So here Lord Kapiladev, he is teaching to his mother Devahuti. So who is Devahuti? Devahuti, she is the daughter of Manu and also wife of Kardam Rishi. Kardam Muni, he was manifested from the shadow of Brahma, so son of Brahma, and then son-in-law of the Manu. Manu has given his 3 daughters to the Prajapatis. One is Akuti to the Ruchi, I think, Sage Ruchi, or maybe, I think, maybe Ruchi. And then middle daughter was the Devahuti. She was given to Kardam Muni, and then youngest one, Prashuti, was given to the Daksha Prajapati. So all these 3 were the Prajapati. From them, the whole world of the population was filled. Before marrying to Mother Devahuti, Kardam Muni, he went for a very severe austerity, and he did austerity at Bindu Sarovar. Bindu Sarovar is located in between Ahmedabad and then Nathadwara. Fortunately, I had chance to go there, and it is a beautiful Sarovar. And people do the Pindadana, Shraddha, and other ceremony. Always it is filled with the peoples there. So he did very severe austerity, wanted to have the son, Lord as his son. So Lord Vishnu appear in front of him, and then he gave his benedictions. And then he told he will come as his son. And then also the way he performed the austerity, his tears was coming from his eyes, and then by his tears it became the Bindu Sarovar. And then after that he married with the Devahuti. Manu came and he gave his wife, and then they had very beautiful conversations about the Devahuti. Devahuti, she was very well known for the Ashtanga Yoga, and she was expert in that. And then when they married, after that he made a aerial celestial kind of stuff. Every facility was in the air in that area. And then they had 9 daughters. And then after that he wanted to, and when Manu, he wanted to give daughter, that time he told he will have the son, and then after that he will go for performing his other duties, means for the self-realizations. And then he wanted to go after the daughter. Then Devahuti, she was lamenting, why I don't have any child, and who will take care of me. And then after that they had the Lord Kapila Deva. And Lord Kapil Deva, he is one of the incarnation of the Lord. So Lord himself. And after that, Kardam Muni, he left, he went to perform the self-realization kind of stuff. He's already fixed in his devotional service, just to teach us how to do that. And then Mother Devahuti, she is asking questions from Kapila Dev. But before that, I will go to the little bit background that Srimad Bhagavatam, it was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. Maharaj Parikshit was asking questions, and then Sukadeva Goswami, he was giving the answer. And then after that, first time before Kali Yuga begins, that time they all gathering happens in the Naimishare. And that time, Sonak Rishi, he was asking questions to the Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami, he heard the Srimad Bhagavatam, and then that's why he was representing Sonak Rishi from the sages, and he was asking questions. So, and then in this chapter, Vidura, he is asking questions to Maitreya Muni. So you can see the relationship that Shukadeva Goswami, son of the Vyasadeva, Maitreya Rishi, he is the friend of the Vyasadeva. And then Vidura, he is also kind of son of the Vyasadeva. So very great personality and great discussion that Paramaguhya Gyan, inquiries into the absolute truth. That's what is going on here. And then Sonak Rishi is asking how Kapila Dev, he was born from as a son of the Kardam Muni and then Devahuti. And then Vidura, he was inquiring from the Maitreya Rishi. So Devahuti, she is asking questions, she is keeping herself in a very low profile. And Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna describes that how to approach to the self-realized person. So to do some service and humbly ask the questions. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, 34, verse number. So that's what she is doing. She knows that Lord Brahma told her that her son is the incarnation of Lord. And she is the mother, but she is giving very huge respect to her son and asking the questions. And she is saying, I'm very sick with these material senses, and then making me disturbance. And that's why I am falling into the ignorance. And so please give me the way how to get rid away from there. And then she is asking questions that I have taken shelter of lotus feet because your lotus feet, because you are the only person of whom to take shelter. You are the axe which can cut the tree of material existence. You can correlate with the chapter 15, Purushottam Yoga, that knowledge is required to sharpen the axe, and renunciation is required to sharpen the axe, and then by the knowledge you can cut. So that's what it is saying here too. And then she's saying, I therefore offer my respect, my obeisances unto you, who are the greatest of all transcendentalists, and I inquire from you as to the relationship between men and women and between spirit and matter. And that's what Maitreya Muni is talking. He's describing to Vidura. And then Lord Kapiladev, he is answering that yoga means, what is the yoga? So the yoga system which relates to the Lord and the individual soul, which is meant for the ultimate benefit of the living entities, and which causes detachment from all duality, means happiness and distress and all those things, and is the highest yoga system. Yoga means connections of the soul to the super soul. That linking process is the yoga. And then he's saying that, oh pious mother, I shall now explain to you about that. The stage in which the consciousness of the living entity is attached by the three modes of material nature is called conditioned life. But when the same consciousness is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is situated in the consciousness of liberation. And then when person is situating in that consciousness, then I and mine, that system will be gone. And he will see everyone as a fragment of the Supreme Lord. And then after that, he is describing, and then he's saying in text number 19th that perfections in self-realization cannot be attained by any kind of yogi unless he engages in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For that is the only auspicious path. There is no other auspicious path. Only devotional service is the best way. That's what he's saying here. And then after that, it comes that every learned man knows very well that attachment for the material is the highest entanglement of the spirit soul. But the same attachment, when applies to the self-realized devotee, opens the door of liberation. So this is the background. And then after that, symptoms of the sadhus, Srila Prabhupada, he has given in the purport also very nicely. And then he mentioned that attachment, it cannot be removed, because soul has symptoms of soul is consciousness, and consciousness is related to the attachment, either material or spiritual, and our attachment should be toward the Supreme Lord. In other sense, Lord means Hari Sada Vaset Yatra Tatra Bhagavata Jana. So by association with the sadhu, only we can see the Lord or have the association of the Lord. So it start like if you will go to the bhakti state from the adho shraddha, little bit faith is required, and when it comes to the sadhu sangha association, and then after that we start the bhajan kriya, and then anartha nivriti, and then nishtha, and then ruchi, asakti, and then bhava, and then prema stages. So attachment, sadhu, association of sadhu is very important, and attachment to the sadhu that opens the door for the liberation. If we are not as attached to the sadhu, then Sri Prabhupada is saying, if we are not serving to the God or the devotee of the Lord, and then we are serving to the dogs, cats and dogs. So attachment cannot be removed. Even sometimes if children are grown up, and then their little shoes they will keep in the car, or they will keep things here and there. So attachment, that kind of attachment is there. But sadhu, he cuts the knot. When Vidura, he came, how much Maharaj Dhritarashtra, he was attached to the ruling the kingdom. And even though there was a Mahabharata war, and after that he was still ruling, and King Yudhishthira, he don't want to give any disturbance, and that's why Vidura, he came and he gave very high glimpse. You are just like a pet animal of the Maharaj Yudhishthira. He is a royal person, he is a man of the virtue, and he is given, but what kind of person you are there? And then immediately he left home. So sadhu, he cut the attachment from the material things. That is the work of the sadhu. They do travel from place to place, and when they are traveling and they are giving the association like grihamedis, and then after that when we do hear from them, and then sometimes we do follow some, at least some word will stuck, then slowly we can start the bhakti. That's what the effect of the sadhu. If someone is associating with the drunkard, then he will start one time drinking also, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then after sometimes he will start that. Because association is the very important things to whom we are associated. And then he has given wonderful explanations about the sadhus. And then in the same Srimad Bhagavatam, in the same chapter, he is describing in verse number 21 to 24 about the sadhus. The symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemy. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. We can see the Srila Prabhupada. At the beginning, before starting the ISKCON, how he has gone to the trouble, and then he was fully conscious and fully absorbed unto the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and also his Guru's mission too. And he was very tolerant. If you will read the Lilamrita, then you will know what is the level of tolerance. We cannot compare ourselves. He was really, really merciful. He has to stand in the line to go to the bathroom, and he was not saying, oh, I am Guru. and I should have the first preference. No, he taught by his own examples. And one time my Guru Maharaji was talking that, oh, before coming to the Krishna consciousness, I was not knowing who is Krishna. And now he is teaching about the Krishna by the association of the sadhu. If Mother Jiva is there, I think she also never heard before the Srila Prabhupada who is the Krishna. And continuously they are serving almost like 50 years, kind of. Unflinching way and with full faith, without moving here and there. This is the effect of the sadhu. And then he is saying that such a sadhu engages in strong devotional service to the Lord without deviation. For the sake of the Lord, he renounces all other connections such as family relationships and friendly acquaintances within the world. And then again he's saying that engaged constantly in chanting and hearing about me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sadhus do not suffer from material miseries because they are always filled with the thoughts of my pastimes and activities. So it is reminding that Canto 11, I think chapter 3, verse number 30, that where it is saying that association, it brings like a, they do encourage to each other and they will say, oh Prabhu, you have given these things sense enjoyment, and now tomorrow onwards or today onwards, I'm going to stop this kind of sense enjoyment. So they encourage each other. And how it is possible? Just by the association of the sadhus. And then he's saying, oh my mother, oh virtuous lady, these are the qualities of the great devotees who are free from all attachment. You must seek attachment to such holy men, and this counteracts the pernicious effect of material attachment. So if someone is associating with the sadhus, then what sadhu that means engages in the service of the Lord and activities of the Lord, and in the pastime, discussing the pastime of the Lord. And then by that, they will be feeling the satisfaction. Tushtanti cha ramanti. They will get the great satisfaction. If we will go to the Chaturashloki verse of the Bhagavad Gita, there it has been described that the person who knows I am the source of everything, and then that person will engage into the devotional service, pure devotional service. And then Lord, he removes ignorance within his heart, staying in the heart, and then after that, assigning the lamp of with the shining lamp of the knowledge. And then they are getting great satisfactions. And by that way, cultivating the knowledge, gradually becoming advanced in the path of the liberations. And then they will slowly go to the next stage, full, pure devotional service. There is no other desires. So that is about the sadhu. And then Srila Prabhupada, he has, in the commentary, he has given the Mahatma. Who is Mahatma? The sadhu is Mahatma, and he's talking based on the Bhagavad Gita, and then 5.5.2 also. So it is good to read that. Bhagavad Gita means Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that he will be fully engaged, even though they are not following the fully rules. So 9.30, that api chetasu duracharo bhajante mam ananya bhak, means there is no other without deviation. And sadhurev eva sa mantavya samyak vyavaisito hi sa. So even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination, so with full determination. And then it comes to the Mahatma. But before that, he is talking, Srila Prabhupada, he told about the Sadhu Sangha. He starts saying from the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.54 that Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koye, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Ho. So all literature is revealed scriptures that is saying that by a moment of the association of the pure devotee, one can attain all success. If you will hear the memories of the Srila Prabhupada, all of them, his disciples are those who had the association of the Srila Prabhupada. They will tell that how just by his presence they were feeling very high, in ecstasy, not by drinking the high or having the drugs. So lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Sarva siddhi hoy means we are not the body, we are the soul, and soul has to serve to the super soul. And then get out from this material world and go back to Godhead. And then he's talking about the Mahatma. So from 5 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5 and chapter 5, verse number 2, where Lord Rishabhadev, his teachings to his sons. And then in text number 1, Lord Rishabhadev, he's talking to his son that, my dear boys, all the living entities who has accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stools. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. He's also giving very good way to attain the divine position of devotional service, by which activity one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continue forever. Means it is not going to last, it is everlasting. And then in text number 2, he is talking about that association. So let me read. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. And then Srila Prabhupada has quoted the half verse from there, that sloka. These personalities are impersonalist and devotees, means both can be. And then whatever one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or want to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Mahatma, Sadhus are the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path of hell. That's what Srila Prabhupada has quoted in the last paragraph. Is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any differences between one living entities and another living entities. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in a very abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. So here it has been spoken about the impersonalist also. If someone has to get the advance themselves, then they can go to associate with the impersonalist sadhu also. But there is a defute also in this glories of the bhakti sections. This chapter number is Canto 3, chapter 25. Chapter's title is Glories of Devotional Service. So in verse number 33 and 34, Lord Rishabdev, he is describing about the glories of the devotional service. He has described in so many verses, but I'm going to read 34 and 33. What does bhakti? Bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort. Just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. Very nicely he has given analogy that we do eat and then stomach, the Jatragni, it burns the food and then gives the nourishment to the body. The same way, it subtle body will dissolve. And if someone has to go to the spiritual world, then they have to cross through the river Girija, and then that time subtle body will be dissolved. And then after that, he's talking about the defute to the other sloka, what I read it about the impersonalism. A pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service and who always engages in service of my lotus feet never desire to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorify my pastime and activities because they don't want to fail. And even Srila Rupa Goswami, he has mentioned the symptoms of the bhakti. There, in 6 of them, one is that moch laghutakrit, means it the glories of the liberation in front of the bhakti, it becomes very small. And finally, by reading all those things, then it comes to the mind just only thinking about the Srila Prabhupada. Means without Srila Prabhupada, where I was, and then how life has been changed, and then at least awareness has come, and then trying to move forward. So that's what I do feel it. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada, thanks to the devotees, thanks to my gurus, Siksha gurus, and Diksha guru, everyone. And thank you to all of you. And I will stop here. If any questions, please ask me or any comment.
Very nice, Ramananda Prabhu. One question. So obviously association is so important, right? So when
Yes.
we originally we had complete association of Krishna, it seems a little amazing that we actually fell down from that association, you know.
Yeah. And we have everyday sadhu sangha. I am not able to attend because I do come home around 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 10 o'clock, sometimes 12 o'clock. So unable to have the ISKCON Connecticut Association every day. But whenever I do have chance, I do try to attend it. So we have every day, sometimes 2, 3 times, 4 times a day also. So a lot of sadhu sangha.
Right now, yeah, because of all the Zoom association, it is wonderful. Yeah. Thank God for that. The best thing out of the pandemic, but
And among that also association, I do see that you are always there.
no, that's because I was starved of association for so long.
So it is really means encouraging to me, Mataji.
But
You are
then
very eager to have the association.
I don't know if I'm that eager. It's just that I'm happy to have that association, which I never had before. It was difficult for me to actually get that association physically, but it's so much easier just sitting at home and getting that association. But the question is, we had all this association at one time in our original constitutional position, and it is pretty amazing that we fell down from that association. Yeah. So it's like, I guess it's the free will, right, that we had, that we misused ever so slightly.
But good thing is that my Guru Maharaji talks about that if diagnosis has been done, it means 50% work is completed. Then after that to give the treatment. So if someone is realizing, oh, this is the lock, and then after that, how to work on that.
This is the what?
How to work on the next step. So diagnose is the 50%.
This is the law,
working.
you said? This is the law?
Can you repeat it again?
No, you said once you recognize this is the law. I thought you said
no,
something.
This is the lock of this. Yeah.
Oh, to lock into it.
I have difficult timing, or I have this problem or that problem. And then someone is recognizing, and then after that, how to move forward or to to fix that problem. That next, if we are not able to recognize, then how to fix it? And it required like a usaha dharya. So always to become the enthusiasm, and then have the patience also.
There's even the example of Kalidas, who was serving Lord Chaitanya, and he became attracted to the gypsies and left Lord Chaitanya's association.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember that story.
Yeah. And like you said, we always have our free will. It's never for.
Yeah, in association of Lord Chaitanya, right?
Even in his association.
Even in his association.
Yeah. And sometimes it's described as causeless unwillingness
Wow.
because it's difficult to understand.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Very, very, yeah.
It is very, very difficult, Mataji.
So Kalidas left the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go after
It,
some gypsies?
yeah, it was in South India, somewhere when he was in the South India trip. Correct, Jiva Mataji?
Yeah, yeah.
Fortunately, I was to that place, close to that area.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. He
And
visited
then they
nice
attacked to
places.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. But somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he pulled him back.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then after that, when he came back to Puri, then he told, I don't want to see him. I had only one association and he left me.
So causeless unwillingness, huh, Jiva?
They were really, really expert in that, how to means what is that called, to mesmerize to peoples. So that's what they did it with.
Who mesmerized people? The gypsies, you're
The
saying?
gypsies.
Yeah.
Oh. So I guess, yeah, we are mesmerized by material things,
Yeah.
not different from gypsies.
Thank you, Mataji, bringing this point.
Huh. That's a scary thought.
That's why Prabhupada said we should be afraid of Maya.
Yeah. Yeah, his exact sentence will be, not sufficiently
Yeah.
afraid of Maya. Yeah.
And understand our feeble condition.
Yeah.
We're tiny.
Even I think even Prahlad Maharaj said that he's not afraid of the fiercest form of Lord Nrsingadev, but he's afraid of Maya.
Falling into Maya.
He was afraid of falling into Maya. And such a great devotee.
Mahajan.
And so what should we be, right?
Right.
Extremely afraid of Maya.
They give the example.
But we're not sufficiently afraid.
Yeah. I was remembering that bhajan that Guru Dev Kripa Bindu Deya Koro Dasi Trinahin Trinapecha Atihin Sakala Sahane Bala Diya Kar Nij Jan Mane Sprihahin. Means I had nothing, just give me, means your blessings. And then after that, it has been described that Sakale Samman Karite Sakati Dehanath Yathayat Tabe to Gaibo Hari Nam Sukhe Aparad Tabe That. So there is no, at the last, there is a Yogyata Bichare Kichu Nahi Tumhara Karuna Shar. Karuna na haile kandiya prana na rakhi bear. So this is very encouraging and also touching to the heart. If you examine me, you will find no qualities. Your mercy is all that I am made of. If you are not merciful unto me, I can only weep and I will not be able to maintain my life. Thank you, Mataji, for bringing this comment and also kind of questions too.
Yeah, and you also mentioned the Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, right? So many people have said that even a moment's association with Srila Prabhupada has changed their lives.
Correct, correct.
Nice.
Any other questions are coming? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we will stop here. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Jiva Mataji. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo
Vishnavebhyo namo
Namo
Ananta Koti Vaishnava
Namo
Vrinda
Vaishnava
ki
Vrinda
jai.
ki jai, Srila
Jai.
Jagat Guru
Prabhupada
Srila Prabhupada ki
ki jai,
Jai.
Ramananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.